Michael, I want to ask you something a little strange. Have you ever met someone who has amazing English, like really impressive vocabulary, great grammar, but they almost never speak?
Yeah, actually, I know exactly the kind of person you mean. They can write beautifully, they understand everything, but the moment they need to say something out loud, they just hold back.
Exactly. And most people assume that person just needs more practice. But I don't think that's actually the problem.
So what is it?
It's perfectionism. And today we're calling it the silent saboteur because it works quietly in the background and most learners don't even realize it's the thing holding them back.
Welcome back to Native English Skills. I'm Michael.
And I'm Emily. Today we're talking about how perfectionism destroys your natural English flow and, more importantly, what to do about it.
If you've ever rehearsed a sentence in your head 10 times before saying it out loud, this episode is for you.
So let's define this clearly. What does perfectionism actually look like when someone's speaking English?
I think it shows up as this constant internal editor. Before you even open your mouth, there's a voice checking your grammar, your word choice, your pronunciation.
Right? And that editor is exhausting. It's like trying to drive a car while also rebuilding the engine at the same time.
That's such a good way to put it. You can't do both well.
Exactly. Speaking naturally requires flow, but perfectionism requires control, and those two things fight against each other.
So the perfectionist brain thinks it's helping, right? It thinks, if I check everything carefully, I'll sound better.
Yes, but it backfires, because while you're checking, you're not speaking. And silence, hesitation, long pauses, that actually makes you sound less confident, even if your grammar would have been perfect.
So the fear of sounding imperfect actually creates a worse outcome than just speaking with a few mistakes.
Completely. Native speakers don't care about one wrong verb tense, but they do notice when someone seems frozen or anxious.
Emily, where do you think this perfectionism comes from? Is it just personality, or is it something learners pick up? Honestly, I think a lot of it comes from how English is traditionally taught. Years of being corrected for every small mistake, red pen marks everywhere, tests where one wrong word means points off.
So school kind of trains people to associate mistakes with failure.
Exactly, and that's fine for writing a test, but it's terrible training for real conversation, where mistakes are normal and expected.
It's funny because when I was learning Spanish, I remember feeling that same pressure. Like every sentence had to be grammatically flawless before I said it.
What happened when you tried to speak that way?
I basically didn't speak much at all. I understood a lot, but I barely talked because I was so scared of getting it wrong.
That's the saboteur in action. It convinces you that silence is safer than an imperfect sentence.
But silence doesn't help you improve either.
Right. It just protects your ego in the moment, but it actually slows down your progress.
Let's talk about what perfectionism actually costs learners, because I don't think people realize how much it holds them back.
Okay, what's the biggest cost?
First, it kills flow. Real conversation has rhythm. When you're constantly stopping to correct yourself internally, you break that rhythm, and it becomes harder to follow for the listener, too.
That's true. Long pauses can actually make communication harder, not easier.
Second, it creates avoidance. If speaking feels risky, people avoid situations where they need to speak. Fewer conversations means slower improvement.
So it becomes this cycle. You're scared to speak, so you avoid speaking, so you don't improve, which makes you even more scared.
Exactly. It's a loop, and the only way to break it is to interrupt it somewhere.
What's the third cost?
Confidence. Every time you hold back instead of speaking, you're reinforcing the belief that you're not ready yet. And that belief becomes really hard to shake, even after your English improves.
So it's not just about language skills. It's about identity, kind of. Like you start seeing yourself as someone who can't speak well?
Exactly. And that's the real damage. It's psychological as much as linguistic.
Emily, do you have an example of this? Like a time you saw perfectionism get in someone's way?
Yeah, actually. I had a friend, we'll just call her a former student, who had incredible written English. Seriously, better grammar than a lot of native speakers.
But
in conversation, she would pause so long before answering questions that people started answering for her or moving on to someone else.
Oh, that's rough.
It wasn't because she didn't know the answer. It was because she was mentally checking the grammar of her response before she said anything.
So what changed for her?
I told her something simple. Your first sentence doesn't have to be your best sentence. Just start talking and let the sentence fix itself as you go, the way native speakers actually do.
Did that help?
It completely changed things. Once she gave herself permission to be imperfect in real time, she actually became more articulate because she wasn't blocking her own thoughts anymore.
That's such a powerful lesson. The block wasn't her English level. It was the pressure she put on herself.
Right, and that's true for so many learners. Okay, let's teach some useful expressions related to this topic because perfectionism itself is a great vocabulary word to know.
Let's do it.
First, to hold back. It means to stop yourself from doing something, usually because of fear or hesitation. Like, I held back from answering because I wasn't sure it was correct.
So it's basically the saboteur's favorite move.
Exactly. Next one, to overthink something, means to think about something too much, usually in a way that causes stress. I overthink every sentence before I say it.
I love that one because it's so relatable.
Next, to let your guard down. It means to relax and stop protecting yourself so carefully. Once I let my guard down, speaking English felt so much easier.
That's a great phrase for this topic specifically.
Another one, trial and error. It means learning through practice and mistakes rather than trying to be perfect from the start. Fluency comes from trial and error, not from perfect preparation.
So good.
Next, to wing it. It means to do something without much preparation, just going with the flow. Sometimes the best conversations happen when you just wing it.
I use that phrase all the time.
And finally, self-doubt. It's the feeling of not trusting your own abilities. Self-doubt is often louder than your actual skill level.
That last one really says it all. All right, listeners, here's your moment to practice. I want you to think of one sentence about your day.
And here's the rule. Say it out loud right now without planning it first. No mental rehearsal. No mental rehearsal.
It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. The goal is just to notice what it feels like to speak without your internal editor stopping you.
Even if you paused, even if you used the wrong word, that's completely fine. You did the hard part. You spoke.
Michael, I want to ask you this. Do you think there's a way to actually enjoy making mistakes instead of fearing them?
Honestly, I think you have to see mistakes as information, not failure. Like, a mistake tells you exactly what to practice next.
That's such a healthy way to look at it. Mistakes aren't proof that you're bad at English. They're proof that you're actually using it.
Right. If you never make mistakes, it probably means you're not challenging yourself enough.
I love that reframe. Mistakes as a sign of growth, not a sign of weakness.
And honestly, most native speakers find small mistakes charming, not annoying. They usually just feel happy that you're trying to communicate with them.
Exactly. Nobody's keeping score the way you think they are.
So, Emily, if you had to summarize today's episode in one sentence, what would it be?
Perfectionism doesn't protect you, it just delays your progress. The sooner you accept imperfect English, the sooner you become fluent.
That's such a powerful way to put it.
So here's your challenge this week. Have one conversation in English where you intentionally don't correct yourself. Just let the words flow, mistakes and all.
And notice how it feels different from your usual careful, cautious speaking.
Tell us in the comments, what does your inner perfectionist usually say to you before you speak?
We'd love to hear your experience.
If this episode helped you, please like the video and subscribe to Native English Skills for more real conversations like this one.
We upload new episodes every week to help you build real confidence in spoken English.
Thank you so much for listening today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, imperfect progress beats perfect silence.
See you in the next episode.